that's the one limitation there that you have to keep an eye on.
Okay, and then the next area of opportunity to kind of help you mediate, if you will, those adoption expenses is benefits that are offered through your employer. And this is something that some people lose sight of or don't even stop to think about, that there are many employers out there that offer adoption benefits. And so Chris is going to share with us a little bit about employer benefits.
Yes, whether a small company or a larger size company, you really want to touch base with your human resources benefits department to learn whether or not there is a potential adoption benefit offered by your company. There are a lot of companies that do this, government agencies. Sometimes there's partial reimbursement for qualified expenses. Again, you won't be able to claim those on the tax credit. And even if there's not that, there's potential for paid or unpaid time off during and after the adoption. So if you want to take a leave, some time to bond with your child, you should be aware of what benefits are available to you for that. I'll be honest, I have some clients that have been very surprised that their employer offers certain adoption benefits. So it really is in your best interest to really inquire. I mean, what's the worst answer you get? It's like, no, we don't offer that. But you may have some other benefits available to you as far as your leave and whether it's paid or not. So make sure you check into your employer's benefits package. You're definitely going to need some time off, you know, even if it's just for the fact of traveling to get your child in that ICPC process, which is going to keep you in another state for a period of time. But, you know, of more importance is if you are able to take some time and bond with your child. So check with your benefits person and see what they have to offer. We're reaching out to a lot of companies to just provide them our information to say, hey, if you do offer benefits, you know, make sure that your employees are aware of it. On the next slide, we actually have, this is 2009. We're waiting for the 2010 final list, if you will. These are some of the top employers providing adoption benefits. And as you can see, they come in all sizes, smaller companies, medium employers, and larger ones. So there's everything from Avon here, Time Incorporated, Wendy's, of course. They're big on adoption, and some of the smaller types of companies that you see listed there. So this is just the list of the top 10 in each category. There's a complete list of over 100 that offer adoption benefits, and I believe they're ready to publish the 2010 list. If it's not out already, it should be. So again, take a look and see if any of those will play a role in how you proceed with the adoption process. There's also, leading up next is if you're a military family, you definitely want to hone in on your available benefits there and whether or not you have taken advantage of everything available to you. So generally speaking, you are going to be looking at some subsidy programs possibly or reimbursements. And again, things that may not be available to those that are not in the military, so you'll want to check with your military benefits department, and we have a little link there to the military reimbursement for adoption.org. You can visit that and see what is available to you as a military family. Okay. The next area that we want to touch on is a couple of areas that are pretty commonly asked about when we talk to new adopting parents, adoption grants and fundraising, and give you a quick touch and overview on those funding options that are available for you. So we'll start and just kind of give us an idea, Chris, of what you can expect if you reach out for an adoption grant. What are the benefits of looking for a grant or getting a grant, and what are the challenges people might face? Yeah, you know, adoption grants, while they seem like they'd be something you'd want to run to, generally speaking, not the best or biggest way to get money for adoption. They're usually small amounts as far as money being offered for grants. Very time-consuming to go through this process. It's usually a very lengthy application process, a lot of bureaucracy, if you will. And generally speaking, because, as I said when I started this slide, that it is something that a lot of people would think to go run and do, it's very competitive. So again, small amount of monies to be distributed, lots of people applying for them, time-consuming. I don't see this as a huge advantage for couples, and usually the amount of money is so small. In my experience here in the past few years, I've maybe had 1 or 2 clients who sought out a grant and actually got it. So it's just not as revenue producing as you would like it to be, because it does involve a lot of energy and effort for just a small amount of money to be spread among many applicants. So still can go seek it out and try and see if it's for you, but you might want to try some other options, which we're going to touch on next. Big one, which is very, very popular right now and seems to have gotten some steam, is fundraising for your adoption. We have had many clients inquire with us here as to whether or not people can donate money, or if they have money that they raised from, say, a garage sale or a bingo tournament, can they go ahead and put that money directly towards adoption expenses? And yes, they absolutely can. They are, again, generally being able to generate a lot more money here than what they would with, say, a grant. And we do allow them, if they would like to, have it deposited into a client trust account, so it's there for them to draw on as expenses arise for them. So a few things I do want to talk about here, though, is just be careful, okay? There are issues that will play a role here that you may not realize that they do. So whoever you're working with, if they are saying, yeah, like we're saying, yes, you can do this, but we give very many precautionary pieces of advice here. Because you're going to be telling people what you are doing. Okay, the biggest way to do that, of course, is social media, sending out emails, adding links, just like you do for any of the, 5K races or anything that you do to raise money for other organizations. So you want to be very careful of what information you are releasing out there, okay? Because we want to make sure that confidentiality is maintained. So if you are in an adoption opportunity or not, you want to be careful not to expose confidential information, especially in regards to a birth mother if you're in an opportunity. We did have one scenario where a couple got very, very creative, had a great community garage sale. The papers came out, everything. They had a lot of press on it. They raised a lot of money. However, in the article, the adoptive couple, our client, referenced the name of the birth mother and where she lived. That was a big no-no. Okay, so we had to, tell them to kind of withdraw from that and try not to release any of that information. So Jeff, I know you have some experiences of clients that you've talked to and what they're doing and how they are able to raise a lot of money in a short period of time. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like you said, it seems to be more and more people are going this route. And yeah, I had a couple I was working with a few months ago that had started down the financing course with me, and initially were looking to finance $30,000 with a loan. Went through the process, and then about 30 days later came back and said, well, you know what, we decided we only need $10,000 now. We actually were able to raise $20,000 via online websites they had put up through their business and some other links. And in a 30-day period, we're able to raise about $20,000. So it's definitely an option out there that is, it's gaining momentum, and it's very viable, and it's certainly something I would recommend people look into.
Yeah, definitely, and it comes back to the real crux of being successful with this, which is using your links, using your email, takes very little time to set up a donation page and link it up, and you send it to your friends, send it to coworkers, alert everybody on Facebook. I mean, who wouldn't want to help you build your family? So definitely just be careful about how you put yourself out there and what information you are providing. But if it's, again, done wisely and done correctly, I think it's something that would work pretty quickly to help you fundraise for your adoption.
It's true in marketing. You'll hear all the time, you'd be surprised how many people you know when you start reaching out to some of the links and the friends that you have on Facebook or MySpace or wherever you're linking up with people that you know. So, and it definitely becomes a very powerful tool that is not incredibly time-consuming, but can yield a lot of results done properly. So it's very helpful. Moving on into our last topic here is, okay, so now we've done everything that we possibly can, or let's assume we have, to fundraise for ourselves, tapped that employer to see what benefits are available there, prepared ourselves properly for our tax credit, and now there's still some money still needed to cover our adoption. So we have Jeff Fisher, again here, our Director of Finance, or Financing Director with Adoption Network, and he's going to help us kind of walk through some of the key questions and the programs that are available